What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Christmas Eve Friday edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning we're here on BettingPros.com, wherever you get your audio podcasts, YouTube for the video, and BetMGM with the offer. The $10 bet gets you $150 in free wagers with that promo code JUICE150 when you sign up for a new account at BetMGM, BetMGM on the app, or wherever BetMGM is located for you in your state. All right, so little green with the Eagles, little red with the shirt if you're watching on YouTube, little Christmas colors for us. So last night, we break the cold streak. We get a good 4-0 run last night. The Titans, half a unit, plus 3.5. That comes in. Money line, Titans. Wait, Matt, you didn't bet money line. Yeah, I did. Over 9.5 wins. Comes in for the Titans at minus 110 for 1 unit. That cashed now with them getting to 10 wins. So that's why I didn't bet money line. We already had a full unit riding on that game money line last night, plus the 3.5. We get them both. That's a 1.5 unit win for us, or about 1.4 unit win for us there last night. Plus, Jimmy Garoppolo goes over 235.5 yards passing. Good there. Deebo Samuel over 42.5 yards receiving. We go over there. It's a 4-0 sweep for the Daily Juice. Our first winning day since last Friday. It's been a really rough week. Some of the days weren't bad, like 0.3, 0.7, but yeah, that felt very good to get ourselves back in line here, get a 4-0 mark, get some victories. And like I mentioned, these future wagers are lining up. We've now hit the Bengals, the Raiders, and the Titans, okay? We're 3-0 here, okay? We still have the Falcons outstanding, the Steelers outstanding, under 8.5 and over 7.5. And I think there's one more that I'm just not remembering what we bet for. I can't. There's one more that I'm blanking on. I thought was dead. Oh, the Saints. That's right. There's one more with the Saints. So we need them to win out. That's dead. So we're not going to get that right, but we might get it. I'll take a 5-1 mark. 5-1 on our NFL future wins. Our future bets would be great for win totals. So let's hopefully we're able to nail that down. Okay. So here's the thing. It is Christmas Eve. There are COVID problems everywhere. My daughter we had to take my kid in to get a COVID test yesterday, okay? Hopefully the doctor believes she's going to be negative. She's vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. My wife's vaccinated. Like we don't believe she has it. The doctor believes it's just a pretty bad cold, but we got her tested. We had a PCR test for our kid, so we'll find out. We canceled Christmas. So the family that was coming over, we were going to come over with their 2 kids and spend Christmas Day with us. We canceled that, which is a very 2021 thing to do. We had a long talk with Daryl and Angela. Daryl, as you guys know, you guys have helped out with him, is in the middle of chemotherapy and radiation for a brain tumor, and they're devastated because he's now really in the thick of things. And one of my family members has come down with COVID back in Boston, and so there's some gatherings and some concern about who may or may not be positive for COVID, and having Daryl around them is not good. So Daryl and Angela will be alone on Christmas. Our family will be pretty much alone on Christmas. It's just kind of how things are, It's the way the world is right now, unfortunately, when it comes to this new variant and how transmissible it is, and it's everywhere, Look at the sports world right now. I mean, it's incredible. Every single day, there are so many players being taken out of games. It's really hard to bet overnight. It's really hard to bet in advance. But I do have one teaser for you on Christmas Day that I want to give you. I'm not betting today. There's nothing. All 3 bowl games do not interest me. They just don't. They're not even worth watching, to be quite honest. I don't even have like a passing interest in watching these games. The NBA, if something pops, but I'm not betting overnight in the NBA. There may be something I might add potentially, but the Christmas Day games, there are so many big NBA games that I really want to bet NBA on Christmas Day, so not so much on Christmas Eve. The NHL has stopped. There are no hockey games being played right now. So college football, not interested. NBA, not betting it overnight. There is no NFL, okay? And we're not doing the NBA because the NBA is tomorrow or for Christmas Day. So it's just one of those days. It's just one of those strange days where there's not anything that jumps off the board, and I'm not going to force it just because it's been a bad week. Okay, I'm not in a. If I was running hot, I might go like, yeah, bet BC. Who cares? Let's go. Let's bet Boston College in their bowl game, or let's go with Ball State. Let's roll with Ball State today. But I'm not. I'm ice. Okay, so I had a good bounce back day on Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not good. So I'm not going to just force this just to force this. I don't think it's worth it. So I've already given out this teaser on the Discord channel, but I'll come back and make it official here and give this out for Christmas Day. I'll have more going on for Green Bay and Cleveland and Arizona and the Colts, but the first play is a pretty obvious one. Everyone's going to do this, okay? Go find the Green Bay Packers at -7, even -7.5, okay? Pull them down. Green Bay -1. Just win the game, okay? Green Bay is playing for a ton. Number 1 seed, home field. It's the division, everything, okay? Green Bay is very much focused on this game. It's been a really rough run for the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland 7-7. They're hanging on by a thread, trying to get themselves into the postseason. Most likely it's not going to happen here for the Green Bay Packers. Hard to see them go in there. Jarvis Landry is going to be out of this game. You've got Myles Garrett, who's questionable in this game. Malik Jackson is questionable for this game. This is a really hard-to-face team in late December at home. Green Bay has yet to lose at home. They're 6-0 on the year, 11-3 overall. Green Bay is facing a Browns team that's 2-4 on the road. 5 of their wins have come at home, just 2 away from home here. I just don't see really, if the Packers lose this game, I mean, oh my. So if you find 7, like I did, tease it down to -1. But if it's 7.5 for you, not a problem, okay? I don't like 2 or 2.5, but under 3, I think you're safe here with Green Bay at home. We're going to pull the Green Bay Packers down to a -1 or -1.5. And on the other side, Indianapolis is now +1.5 on the road at Arizona. There are going to be a ton of sharps who are going to wait and hammer the Colts once they get this. More on this game here in just 1 second. But if you take the Colts at +1.5, go up to 7.5, Colts +7.5, Packers -1 or 1.5. It's a -120 teaser. I just think it's a Wong teaser on top of that. Okay, it qualifies for a Wong teaser if you can believe that, because it's a 48.5 point total and a 46.5 point total. So this is under 49. So this actually qualifies for Wong teasers. So it's 7.5. You pull it down through 7. You pull it down through 3. Under totals 46. That's a Wong teaser. And then Arizona, Colts +1.5 on the road, tees it up to 7.5. It's 48.5 is the total, under 49. Qualifies for a Wong teaser. So I love this bet. Okay. I made this bet on Tuesday when I was cold, but I made this bet because I really think that this is the play here. Colts +7.5, Packers -1, 1.5 at 1 unit at -120 for a 1 unit teaser for us on Christmas. Now, the Colts are going to be facing a team. These stats are really interesting. Okay. Arizona at home has been bad. It's weird. They've been bad. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense what's been going on here, but at home, they're 3-3 at home. They're 7-1 on the road, 3-3 at home. They lost to Green Bay at home. They lost to Carolina at home, and they lost to the Rams at home. Funny thing is, Carolina's defense is pretty good. The Rams and the Packers are the 2 best teams in the division. Here comes the Colts. Are the Colts the best team in the AFC? Could you make that case? They're 4-2 on the road this year, 8-6 overall. But they need this. This is a really big game for Indianapolis. They beat the Patriots last week. If they're going to really ride that win, they can't go on the road to Arizona and lay an egg. They just can't do it. They've got to follow it up with a victory. They're 9-5 against the spread, Indianapolis. So is Arizona, 9-5 against the spread. But at home, Arizona is 2-4 against the number at home. On the road, Indy is 5-1 against the spread on the road, all right? This team against Houston won by 31 points as 10.5-point favorites. They were catching 7 against Buffalo. They won by 26 points. They were catching 3.5 against San Francisco, and they won by 12 points. They were catching 2.5 points against Miami, and they won by 10. This team wins on the road, and the reason is physical football travels. This Jonathan Taylor-led offense, as long as Carson Wentz is not throwing picks and burning his team, these guys are going to run the ball at you constantly with the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL up against one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. 27th in the league, Arizona. 4.6 yards per rush given up. 5.2 yards per rush for Indy is number 1. They're number 2 in yards rushed per game, 157 yards per game. The Arizona Cardinals give up 112. You got rushing touchdowns, 1.5 rushing touchdowns per game. Now, it's tough to score on the ground against Arizona. Just 0.6 touchdowns given up per game, a little but a half a touchdown a game on the ground, but they give up 2.3. Okay, they only give up 20 points a game, okay? But you can throw on these guys as well as running on these guys at times, okay? They are good on paper in the secondary, but I'm not really buying this Cardinals defense. They do get after the quarterback, but it hasn't happened as much as of late for them in terms of what they're giving up from a point spread perspective. They are giving up points. And, I mean, they gave up 30 points to Detroit on the road in the last game. They got beat by the Rams at home, gave up 30. They've now given up, so let's see, they've given up 30, 30, and 22 points over the last 3 weeks. Defense is not trending in a good direction. They gave up 34 to Carolina. They gave up 24 to Green Bay. Gave up 20 on the road to the Rams. They scored 37. The difference is their defense has been, all right, but they're not scoring the way that they once were. And now you have DeAndre Hopkins, who is out for the rest of the regular season, could be back for the playoffs. I'm telling you this, I'm going to wait. We may be on the Colts money line for this game, okay? On Saturday, I may come back with a Colts money line play here, depending on where the line goes. If the Colts are going to continue to be catching plus money on the money line, I think it's a play we got to make here. And it's even money right now at FanDuel. If you get plus money on the Colts here at +2, +2.5, whatever the number closes at, I'm surprised at the number here. This feels like a public side to bet the Cardinals. Pros are going to be on the Colts, public on the Cardinals. I mean, I'm going to be most likely on the Colts money line, but I'll be all over player props for this as well. And then Saturday, we've got the NBA slate. I mean, it's awesome. There's so many big games. We get Golden State and Phoenix. I mean, let's go on Christmas Day. So just a bunch of big games to get into, a bunch of big games to talk about and break down. So I don't feel bad about having a small card or a zero card here today, knowing what is coming and knowing what we're going to see coming up on Christmas Day. So Golden State against Phoenix, Brooklyn against the Lakers, Atlanta against the New York Knicks. Bunch of great, fun games for us to be able to watch. But Golden State Phoenix is going to be beautiful. 5 o'clock game for there. We got 2 football games, great NBA game. Those 3 games will have action in all 3 of those games coming up. So it's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. I know if you've got little ones, this is a really busy time. You got to prep food. You got to prep everything, right? To get ready for when the big guy comes later on tonight. So call it a mental health day. Call it a day to kind of spend some time with our friends and family. Call it a day where we just kind of, don't force it. There's no need to force it with what's going on right now in the world. And it's Christmas Eve, It's Christmas Eve. It's an unbelievable time. It's a wonderful night. It's a wonderful day. Spend it with your friends and family. Enjoy it. If you want to jump in on some bowl games, go right ahead. Not judging at all. It's all very cool. One more quick thing before I wrap here, and I do want to say Merry Christmas. I do want to say Happy Holidays. I do want to say a big hello to all of our international listeners, folks who are in Canada, folks who are in Mexico, folks who are in England. Just those 3 countries all reached out in the last 24 hours, which is super cool from my perspective, from a dude who sits in Vegas every night here in this room and chats at this microphone and at this camera. And the fact that to think that people are watching in other parts of the world and finding enjoyment. And even when I'm ice cold, you guys are still listening and still being a part of it and still wanting to know what's going on. I couldn't be more thankful. And that's my Christmas miracle, if you will, that you guys actually give two flips about what I'm saying every night. So thank you. It's so much fun. I love doing it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day with your family. Yes, there'll be a Daily Juice podcast on Christmas morning. No, I will not be mad at you if you do not listen to it. It's fine. Come back to it at a different line. We head off into the holiday break, if you will, with a 4-0 mark. Let's take that every single time. Let's get this Saturday teaser locked down. Colts plus 7.5, Packers -1, -1.5 here for us on Saturday. A lot more to come on Saturday. Let's enjoy the holiday, though, in the meantime. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter, @SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by BetMGM.